Leo, you're being let go. The HR rep slid a separation agreement across the table, her face a mask of synthetic sympathy. The company is restructuring. The severance is a standard N+1 package. I glanced at the agreement and chuckled. Sure thing. I signed it without a second thought. Good luck to you all. The rep blinked, clearly thrown off by how easily I agreed. My direct supervisor, a slob I called Big Dave, stood nearby, smirking. Stop pretending you're so calm. The company will do just fine without you. I slowly gathered my things, but not before planting a little Easter egg in the system on my way out. A time-delayed logic bomb set to go off at midnight sharp. At 1 a.m., my phone exploded. The CEO, Mr. Sterling, had called 18 times, his voice trembling like he had Parkinson's. Leo, the entire company's system is down. Finance, customer data, even the payroll files have been wiped clean. I kept my headset on, still deep in a gaming session, and calmly asked, "What's it got to do with me?" Big Dave said there were problems with your handover documents. So it's my fault he can't read? The line went silent for a beat. Sterling finally gritted his teeth. Name your price. Just come back and fix this. I glanced at my game screen. My firecracker of a healer, Slay Bell, was yelling at me in the voice chat. You absolute scrub. AFK again. 3 conditions, I said into the phone. First, triple my old salary. Fine. Second, Big Dave gives me a public apology in front of the entire company. Fine. And third, I drew out the word, I come and go as I please. If I want to slack off, I slack off. Anyone gives me crap about it, they're fired. I could hear Big Dave roaring in the background. Leo, don't you push it. I hung up. 30 seconds later, the phone rang again. Sterling. Deal. In my game, Slay Bell's furious voice crackled through my headset. Are we playing or not? I grinned and put my headset back on properly. We're playing. I'll carry you all night. After all, starting tomorrow, I was going back to the office to get paid for slacking off, and they were about to find out exactly what it cost to fire me. Were they worthy? Not even close. 1. My name is Leo Martinez, and I was the most blatant slacker in the entire company, a king of doing nothing. I'd clock in at 9, fire up a game by 10, scroll Reddit by 3, and by 5 on the dot, I'd be packing my bag, ready to bolt. The paychecks cleared, the bonuses hit my account, and the way my boss, Big Dave, looked at me could have started a fire. But what could he do? He couldn't touch me. Leo, playing games during work hours? You think this is your living room? Big Dave, with a signature beer gut, slammed a hand on my desk. I didn't even look up. My fingers danced across the keyboard as my assassin on screen one-shot the final boss. It's called work-life balance, Dave. Boosts my efficiency. Efficiency? Your code submission count was the lowest on the team last month. I let out a short, sharp laugh. The lowest, maybe, but I wrote the company's entire core system. Without me, you couldn't even process payroll. Dave's face turned a shade of purple. He pointed a trembling finger at me. Fine, you want to be a smartass? HR wants to see you. I stretched slowly, getting to my feet. Sure, I was getting bored here anyway. Half an hour later, I was in the HR office. Leo, the company has decided to optimize your position. The rep slid the separation agreement toward me with a fake smile. The severance is a standard N+1 package. I scanned it and signed immediately. Works for me. Good luck, you'll need it. The rep stared, stunned. She probably expected me to beg. Big Dave, standing off to the side, sneered. Put on a brave face. The company will be just fine without you. I stood up and grinned at him. I hope you mean that. A handover? Not happening. I spent 10 minutes slapping together a useless document, then planted my little Easter egg in the system, a time-delayed logic bomb set to detonate at midnight. As I packed at my desk, a few of my teammates looked over, hesitating. Leo, you really leaving? I waved a hand dismissively. Don't worry, they'll be begging me to come back. 11 p.m. I was sprawled on my couch, deep in a raid. My hot-headed healer, Slay Bell, was raging in the voice chat. Leo, can you stop face-tanking every single attack? I'm out of mana. L2P, noob. I shot back. Don't blame me for your slow reflexes. Her voice trembled with fury. Suddenly, my phone started vibrating nonstop. The caller ID read Mr. Sterling, CEO. I casually answered. Hello? Leo, the system's crashed. The entire company's business is paralyzed. Even the logistics platform is down. Sterling's voice was shaking. Was this you? I played dumb. Huh. I don't work there anymore. What's that got to do with me? Don't play games. Big Dave said your handover documents were a mess. I scoffed. It's my fault he's illiterate? A moment of silence on the other end. Then Sterling gritted his teeth. Name your price. Just come back and fix it. I glanced at my game. Slay Bell was waiting. All right, but I have 3 conditions. Name them. First, triple my salary. Done. Second, Big Dave apologizes to me in front of the whole company. Sterling hesitated for a second. Fine. And third, I dragged it out. From now on, I work when I want. If I feel like slacking off, I slack off. Anyone has a problem with it, they can pack their bags. I could hear Big Dave bellowing in the background. Leo, you've gone too far. I hung up. 30 seconds later, the phone rang. Sterling. Deal. The next morning, in the main conference room, Big Dave stood on the stage, his face paler than a ghost. Leo, I'm sorry. I sat with my feet kicked up on a chair. Louder. Did you not have breakfast? The entire room was trying to stifle their laughter. Dave's face flushed crimson as he screamed. I'm sorry. I nodded, satisfied. I casually typed a few lines of code into my laptop, and the system instantly came back online. Sterling wiped sweat from his brow and scurried over. Leo, how on earth did you do that? I clapped him on the shoulder. Mr. Sterling, some people's value isn't measured in hours worked. I tapped my temple. It's measured up here. As I walked away, I heard Big Dave muttering behind me. Don't get too comfortable, Leo. Without turning back, I waved. Try another stunt, and next time it'll be your bank account that gets wiped. When I got home that night and logged into the game, a private message from Slay Bell popped up. Why are you getting on so late? I smiled. Had to work overtime. She sent a skeptical emoji. Liar. Didn't you get fired today? My hand jerked, nearly knocking over my glass of water. How did she know that too? I stared at the screen, my fingers frozen over the keyboard. Slay Bell, are you AFK? The boss is enraged. I snapped back to reality, executing a perfect dodge roll and landing the final blow on the boss. Scrub. Can't believe you spaced out. Slay Bell grumbled in the voice chat. If I wasn't such a good healer, you'd be dead. I laughed. But I've got you, don't I? Whatever, she said, all attitude, but I noticed she'd already cast a healing overtime buff on me. I'd known Slay Bell for almost a year. She was a terrible player, aggressive and reckless, with the spatial awareness of a potato. Her strategy was mostly just screaming, but damn if she wasn't a good healer. Every time I was at death's door, she'd pull off some miracle save and then yell at me. If you pull a stunt like that again, I'm letting you die. And every time, I'd pull the same stunt, and she'd save me again. Our relationship was built on a foundation of mutual trash talk. She called me a reckless idiot. I called her a noob, and together we cleared every dungeon. After our raid tonight, she said something unusual. I might not be on tomorrow. Oh yeah? Got a hot date? She scoffed. In your dreams. I have to work. Right. Well, try not to miss me too much. She immediately disconnected from the voice chat. I chuckled, closed the game, and started scrolling through Twitter. The #1 trending hashtag, Isabella Cruz game I deleted. I clicked on it. It was a clip from a late-night talk show. On screen, the massively famous actress Isabella Cruz was sitting on the couch, her expression as cold and beautiful as ever. The host asked with a grin, So, Bella, what do you like to do to unwind? Isabella Cruz, I play video games. The audience gasped. The host leaned in. What games? Can you tell us your gamer tag? She frowned, clearly reluctant to answer, but the show was prepared. They cut to a screen recording of her playing. Her gamer tag was right there in glowing letters, Slay Bell. I spit water all over my monitor. What the hell? The hot-headed noob healer I flamed every night was Isabella Cruz, the Ice Queen of Hollywood? I quickly pulled up my chat logs and listened to her voice messages again. The cadence, the tone. Holy crap, it was really her. I slumped back in my chair, my head spinning. Me, Leo Martinez, a random programmer, had been trading insults and carrying a top-tier celebrity in a video game every night. This world was insane. The next day at work, I was still in a daze. Mr. Sterling called me into his office. Leo, I have a very important project for you. Does it pay more? Sterling's eye twitched. Yes, I'm listening. We've landed a partnership with Isabella Cruz's production company. We're building her a custom personal app. You'll be the lead liaison. Who? Isabella Cruz, The biggest star in the country right now? Don't tell me you don't know who she is. I was silent for 3 seconds, then a slow grin spread across my face. Oh, I know her. I know her very well. 3 p.m. Isabella Cruz's studio offices. I leaned against the conference room couch, my employee badge hanging from my shirt, feeling lazy. The door opened. Isabella walked in, wearing a simple white t-shirt and jeans, her famous face an icy mask. Her agent introduced me. This is Leo, the lead engineer on the project. Isabella glanced up at me, then froze. Her eyes were glued to my employee badge, specifically to the small, customized gamer tag I had printed under my name, God Mode. The room was dead silent. I grinned. Well, if it isn't the noob healer. Color flooded Isabella's face. Her agent looked completely bewildered. You two know each other? I stood up and extended a hand. Hey there, Sleigh Bell. Isabella stared at my hand, then forced 3 words through her clenched teeth. You are dead. Isabella's "you are dead" was filled with murderous intent, but for the next 3 days, she didn't so much as look at me. Instead, the project director, a weasel named Lee, slammed a 50-page requirements document on my desk. Leo, Miss Cruz wants these features implemented by tonight. I flipped through the stack. All of this. Lee smirked. Can't handle it. We can always find someone who can. I saw right through it. They were trying to haze me. No problem, I said, tossing the document aside. See you in the morning. At 2 a.m., I was the only person left in the office. I stretched, watching the automated script I had written an hour ago finish the entire workload. The rest of the time I'd been playing games. My phone buzzed. A DoorDash driver. Your food's here. I was confused. I didn't order anything. It was ordered by an Isabella. I opened the door and took the bag of still hot tacos. Taped to the container was a sticky note. Don't starve to death. The handwriting was as messy and aggressive as her in-game chat messages. I laughed, snapped a picture, and sent it to her. The newbie healer has a heart. She replied instantly. If you die of exhaustion, who's going to carry me in raids? The next morning, at the team meeting, Director Lee was smug. Leo, are the updates finished? I tossed a flash drive onto the table. See for yourself. He plugged it in, and his expression shifted from arrogance to disbelief. Not only had I completed every task, but I'd also built a custom automation tool to test it all. This is impossible. I yawned. Next time you want to pull an all-nighter, do it yourself. Don't drag me into it. That afternoon, Isabella's agent called me. Leo, could you come down to the set? The show is having some technical difficulties. I almost said no, but the memory of last night's tacos made me agree. It was the set of Ultimate Gamer, a reality competition show Isabella was starring in. The director saw me and lit up like I was a savior. The network gear is malfunctioning. Can you take a look? I had it fixed in minutes. As I was about to leave, the director grabbed my arm. Hey, you got a good look. We're short one contestant. Want to fill in? Before I could answer, I heard Isabella's cold voice from across the room. He can't do it. I arched an eyebrow. Who says I can't? The first challenge was a real-life version of a battle royale game. While the other celebrity contestants were still reading the rules, I had already scaled a wall, flanked the opposing team, and eliminated all of them. The host was dumbfounded. Is our civilian contestant a professional esports player? I just smiled. A hobby. The camera panned to Isabella, who was failing to hide a small smile. The livestream chat went wild. OMG, Isabella Cruz smiled. This civilian guy is hot. Do they know each other? The way they look at each other is something. For the final challenge, we had to pair up. Before the director could assign teams, Isabella spoke up. I'll team up with him. A wave of murmurs went through the set. She walked over to me and whispered, "Don't drag me down." I leaned in close to her ear. Shouldn't I be the one saying that, noob healer? The tips of her ears turned bright red, and she stomped hard on my foot. The chat feed scrolled so fast it was a blur. OMG, what are they whispering? Isabella is blushing. I'm dead. I ship it. I'm officially shipping it. We crushed the challenge. Our teamwork's seamless. During the winner's interview, the host got mischievous. Bella, this is your first time teaming up with a civilian, and you two were so in sync. Is there a secret we should know about? Isabella's Ice Queen persona was back. We're not close. I jumped in. She's right. She's a terrible gamer. Her eyes went wide, and she stomped on my foot again, harder this time. The internet officially lost its mind. They definitely know each other in game. They play together. Someone please find out who this guy is. After the show, Isabella cornered me. Did you do that on purpose? I held up my hands in mock surrender. I was just telling the truth. She gritted her teeth. Do you want me to have my company fire you? I grinned. You'd have to ask Mr. Sterling if he's brave enough to fire me twice. Just as she was about to explode, her agent ran over, phone in hand. Bella, you're trending. We both pulled out our phones. Trending number 1 on Twitter, Isabella Cruz of me. Trending number 2, Isabella Cruz Mr. Man. Trending number 3, who is God mode? I looked at her, her face pale with shock, and said with fake sympathy, oh, looks like your cover's blown. She looked up at me, a dangerous glint in her eyes. If I'm going down, you're coming with me. Before I could react, she typed out a tweet at Bella Cruz official. Yep, it's him. // quoting a fan tweet. Wait, is the mystery guy from the show God mode? My phone instantly began to melt from the flood of notifications. My mom called for the 37th time to nag me about a blind date while I was in a duo queue with Isabella. Leo, this girl is perfect. I'm telling you, if you bail on this one, I swear I'm going to disown you. I maneuvered my character behind Isabella's. Mom, I'm really busy. No excuses. 3 o'clock, the Daily Grind Cafe. If you're not there, I'll show up at your office and make a scene. She hung up. Isabella laughed in voice chat. Scrub, can't even handle a blind date. I stole one of her kills in retaliation. Reverse psychology doesn't work on me. Oh yeah? Her tone turned menacing. What if we bet on who gets more MVP awards this month? What time was that meeting again? At 2:50 p.m., I walked into the cafe, my hair still a mess. My date was already there, impeccably dressed, a designer bag strategically placed on the table. Leo? She asked, looking me up and down. You're a programmer, right? I nodded. So what's your salary? Do you own a home? What kind of car do you drive? I counted on my fingers. Just enough to get by. I rent, and I use a city bike share. Her face fell. The person who set us up said you were a technical director. I was. As of yesterday, I took a sip of coffee, got demoted. Might get fired tomorrow, who knows? She shot to her feet. What a waste of my time. Just then, a commotion started near the entrance. I looked up. Isabella Cruz, wearing sunglasses and flanked by 2 bodyguards, was standing there. She walked directly to our table and looped her arm through mine. Honey, what's taking so long? It's time to go home. I nearly spit out my coffee. The blind date's face went pale. Honey? Isabella took off her sunglasses, revealing her $1 million face. And you were his blind date? I answered honestly. Oh. Isabella's gaze turned arctic. Leo, that's not what you were saying in bed last night. The entire cafe went silent. My date's hand was shaking so badly, she looked like she had Parkinson's. You too. I played along, wrapping an arm around Isabella's waist. Sorry, my wife keeps me on a short leash. Isabella pinched my side hard, but her smile was syrupy sweet. Come on, dear, we need to get home to feed the baby. It wasn't until we were in her black SUV that I burst out laughing. The baby? Feeding the baby? You've got quite an imagination, Miss Cruz. Her ears were crimson. Shut up. But seriously, I leaned closer. Were you following me? Don't flatter yourself. She shoved a photo from her phone in my face. It was a picture of a known paparazzi photographer. I was here to deal with him. I understood. So you used me as a diversion? She looked away. And to pay you back for all those carries in the game. I sighed dramatically. And here I was thinking you had a secret crush on me. Leo. She lunged at me, tried to throttle me. I swear, I will make you a tabloid headline. The driver and bodyguard stared straight ahead, pretending to be deaf. When she calmed down, she smoothed her hair. My concert is next week. You're coming as the technical consultant. Not interested. I'll double your consulting fee. Do I look like a man who can be bought? I'll access backstage pass. You can meet all the guest performers. What time do you need me there? She rolled her eyes and handed me a VIP ticket. And if you bail, you're dead. That night, my blind date somehow got my number and spammed me with angry voice messages. I was about to block her when a message from Isabella popped up. Scrub, get online. I clicked on her message, and her furious voice came through. That psycho woman is posting trash about you on Twitter. 5 minutes later, the hashtag washed-up programmer cloud chasing Isabella Cruz was trending. I called Isabella. So what's the plan, honey? Who's your honey? She snapped, but her voice was more flustered than angry. My team is handling it. Half an hour later, her production company's official account released a statement. Regarding false information posted today, our legal team has been engaged. Furthermore, Mr. Martinez is a valued professional partner of our company. We ask that you cease all malicious speculation. The statement was accompanied by a photo of my backstage pass for a concert. I messaged her. So protective. She replied instantly. Don't get cocky. I just don't want any drama before the concert. A second message followed. And we're something nice next week. My mom is coming to the show. My hand spasmed, and the phone hit me in the face. Wasn't this plot moving a little too fast? The week of the concert, I was happily slacking off at my desk when the office erupted in chaos. The servers are all down. Customer data has been wiped. Our finance system says we owe the bank $1 billion. Mr. Sterling burst out of his office, his face as white as a sheet. Get security online now. I casually took a sip of my coffee, glancing at the time, 9:30 a.m., right when our competitor StarTech would be starting their morning meeting. Interesting. Director Lee ran over, sweating buckets. Leo, stop sitting there. We need you to. I held up a hand. Relax. Let them have their fun for a bit. The entire tech department stared at me like I was insane. Sterling rushed to my desk. Leo, this isn't a joke. The company is going to be ruined. I stretched, then my fingers flew across the keyboard, pulling up a black screen with scrolling green text. Martin Jennings, StarTech CTO, right? I watched the code flicker. Playing dirty, are we? The office fell silent. Sterling's voice trembled. How? How did you know it was StarTech? I ignored him, my fingers a blur. 5 minutes later, I hit enter. Done. That's it. It's fixed? Lee asked in disbelief. I grinned. And then some. As if on cue, the receptionist shrieked. Oh my God, look at the news. StarTech's entire internal network crashed, and their homepage is rickrolling everyone. Everyone scrambled for their phones. The #1 trending news topic, StarTech epic fail. Their homepage was a nightmare of flashing text that read Mark Jennings is a tool with Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up blaring on a loop. Sterling's legs gave out, and he nearly collapsed. Leo, I closed my laptop. Basic stuff. That afternoon, the chairman of the board summoned me. The old man shook my hand and wouldn't let go. Leo, my boy, want to make you CTO. Starting salary $300,000. I yawned. No thanks, too lazy. $500,000. It's not about the money. I stood up. Being an executive sounds exhausting. I'd rather spend my days playing video games and flirting. It's a good life. The chairman's face twitched. Then what do you want? I thought for a moment. A new ergonomic chair would be nice. This one's killing my back. Oh, and the salary you mentioned sounds good too. Back home, Isabella messaged me the second I logged on. The news about StarTech today, that was you, wasn't it? I replied, which heroic act? I lose track. She sent a link to a financial news article. Stop playing dumb. It's all over the business journals. I smirked. What? Were you worried about me? Don't flatter yourself. She shot back instantly. Just making sure my tech consultant for the weekend hadn't gotten himself arrested. I decided to tease her. Is your code any good? Better than yours. True. I typed slowly. You're much better at one-shotting me. She sent back a knife emoji. Just as I was thinking of another joke, a text came through from an unknown number. Nice move, Martinez, but the game is just beginning. I stared at the message for a second, then smiled. Mark Jennings was declaring war. This was getting fun. I screenshotted it and sent it to Isabella. Look, someone's challenging your boyfriend. She replied in a second. Who's your boyfriend? Another message followed immediately. Let me know if you need help. A warmth spread through my chest. Just as I was about to reply, a third message came in. After all, if you get erased, who's going to carry me in raids, right? Still the same old sleigh bell. I grinned, closed my phone, and opened a hidden program on my computer. If Mark Jennings wanted to play, fine by me. Let's play for keeps. The day of Isabella's concert arrived. I was leaning against a soundboard backstage when, with a loud crack, every piece of equipment on stage went dead. The director panicked. We go live in 30 minutes. Isabella's agent, a stern woman named Kate, pointed at me. You're the tech consultant. Fix it. I slowly pulled out my laptop. What's the magic word? Isabella stomped on my foot. If this isn't fixed, you're not getting online for a month. All right. I plugged my laptop into the main soundboard. 5 minutes later, the stage lights flickered back to life. You're a miracle worker, the director exclaimed. Just then, I heard gasps from the crew. I turned around. The main stage screen, intended for concert visuals, was displaying my laptop's desktop, and on it, in full view, was the login screen for Ethelgard Online, my gamer tag Godmode shining brightly. The online stream chat, which was already live, exploded. No way. That's Bella's gaming partner. It's confirmed. They're real. My ship has sailed. I repeat, my ship has sailed. Isabella's face turned a brilliant shade of crimson. Her agent, Kate, lunged in front of the camera. Technical difficulties. Cut to commercial. But it was too late. Bella in God mode was already the #1 trend on Twitter. In the dressing room, Kate slammed the door. Leo, you did that on purpose, didn't you? I shrugged. Your equipment is ancient. Do you have any idea how many male fans Bella has? This needs a denial now. No, Isabella said quietly. Both Kate and I stared at her. She examined her nails, refusing to look up. They'd find out eventually anyway. Kate looked horrified. Bella, you can't be serious. I grinned. You heard the lady. As Kate fumed, I turned to leave. Well, my work here is done. Where are you going? Isabella shot up from her chair. Home to play video games, I said without looking back, since you know I'm not good enough for you. Half an hour later, I was on my couch scrolling through memes about myself when the doorbell rang. It was Isabella, wearing a hat and mask, her eyes red. You, she started, then just pushed her way inside. I came to see you. I raised an eyebrow. Oh, but I'm not here to apologize. She grabbed the front of my shirt. Leo, you know that's not what I meant. I let her pull me down to her level, my heart skipping a beat as I saw how hurt she looked. Then what did you mean? She opened her mouth, then deflated, letting go. Never mind. I grabbed her wrist as she turned to leave. You know, Sleigh Bell, when you act like this, you seem a lot like what? Like you're into me. She grabbed a throw pillow and smacked me with it. Go to hell. We wrestled like children, ending up with me pinned on the couch, panting. She glared down at me. Don't you ever walk away from me like that again. Looking up at her, flushed and fierce, I smiled. Okay. The intimacy of our positions suddenly hit her, and she scrambled to get up, only to trip over the coffee table and fall right back into my arms. The air grew thick. I swallowed hard. Isabella. Her phone buzzed violently. It was Kate. Bella, where did you go? The post-show interviews are. Wait, is that a man's voice? Isabella fumbled to hang up, her ears glowing red. Two should go. I'll walk you to the door. She paused. Are you getting online tonight? Depends on what. I leaned in and whispered. On how you behave, girlfriend. She stomped on my foot, but the smile she was trying to hide won. Who's your girlfriend? That night, my phone rang. It was Isabella, her voice thick and slurring. Leo, come get me. My blood ran cold. Where are you? I don't know. She hiccuped. Kate left. Some director keeps touching my hand. Send me your location. Stay on the phone. I found her in a private karaoke room, cornered by a bald, middle-aged man. I kicked the table aside, sending drinks flying. You want to lose that hand? The man staggered to his feet. Who the hell are you? I pulled Isabella into my arms. I'm her boyfriend. She melted against me, recognizing my scent. Leo? The director started to protest, but I just held up my phone, an audio recording already in progress. Should we listen to the part where you offered to advance her career in exchange for favors? His face went white. In the cab, a drunk Isabella was surprisingly affectionate, snuggling into my side. Leo, she mumbled, if you ever dare to like another girl, I'll hunt you down in the game and gank you until you delete your account. The driver swerved. I chuckled. Still so fierce when you're drunk. I'm not drunk, she declared, holding up 3 fingers. I can drink 3 more. By the time I got her home, cleaned her up, and tucked her into bed, it was 3 a.m. As I turned to leave, she grabbed my arm. Don't go. I'm just changing out of these clothes you puked on. No. With surprising strength, she pulled me onto the bed, rolled on top of me, and pinned me down. You didn't answer me. Answer what? She leaned in, her breath warm and sweet with wine. You're not allowed to like anyone else. I felt a dangerous smile forming. Or you'll gank me. Go ahead, try. The next second, her lips were on mine. It was a messy, frantic kiss, and it sent my pulse into overdrive. When we finally broke apart, we were both breathless. Isabella, I said, my voice hoarse, do you have any idea what you're doing? Her eyes were hazy but determined. Claiming my territory. What territory? You, she poked my chest, are mine. And with that, She collapsed against me, fast asleep. I stared at her sleeping face, a feeling I couldn't name swelling in my chest. Damn it. I was in deep. The next morning, Isabella woke up with a shriek. Leo, where are my clothes? I leaned in the doorway, holding a glass of water and some aspirin. You decorated my bathroom with them last night. Then, last night, you kissed me? I said calmly, and threatened to ruin my gaming career. She pulled the covers over her head. Just let me die? I walked over and scooped her up, blankets and all. Too late. A pair of wide eyes peeked out. What do you mean? I leaned down and kissed the tip of her nose. You claimed your territory. No take-backs. She was quiet for a long time, then whispered, do you even like me? What do you think? I need to hear you say it. I looked at her, vulnerable and hopeful, and a real, unguarded smile broke across my face. I like you. How much? Enough? I leaned close to her ear, to let you gank my account for the rest of my life. She finally laughed, wrapping her arms around my neck. You promised no take-backs. No take-backs. The sun streamed through the blinds, and she was laughing in my arms. In that moment, I thought maybe getting my account ganked for a lifetime wouldn't be so bad after all. Epilogue. A year later, my tech company went public. At the press conference after the bell ringing, a reporter asked me for the secret to my success. I wrapped an arm around Isabella, who was sitting beside me, and grinned at the cameras. Slacking off. The room erupted in confused murmurs. Isabella pinched my thigh under the table. Be serious, she hissed. I'm being serious, I whispered back. Why else would I start a company if not to create the perfect environment to slack off? She rolled her eyes, a gesture that was immediately captured, clipped, and turned into the Bella roll meme that trended for a week. My company was unconventional. Work started at 10 and ended at 4. Wednesday was company-wide game day, and Friday was Bringier Petawork Day. Competitors said I was disrupting the market. Potential employees broke our website with applications. Kate, Isabella's former agent, was now my head of PR. Leo, she said, looking perpetually bewildered. Are you sure we don't need KPIs? We have them, I said, not looking up from healing Isabella's character in our raid. Mandatory all-night gaming session once a month. It's for team building. Kate just walked away, shaking her head. Isabella's studio moved into the office space below mine. When she had a concert, I designed the stage effects. When I had a product launch, she was the surprise guest. The internet was in a constant state of demanding we get married. During one TV interview, the host asked when the wedding would be. I beat Isabella to the punch. As soon as her in-game rank is higher than mine. She gasped. Leo, you know that's impossible. All right, new condition then, I winked. To say I love you, honey, right here, right now. The crowd went wild as she blushed and leaned toward the microphone, only to pivot at the last second. Next question. That weekend, lounging on the couch, she suddenly put down her controller. Leo, let's get married. My character walked right off a cliff. What did you say? If you didn't hear me, forget it. She started to get up. I pulled her back, fumbling under a couch cushion for a ring box. Funny you should say that. Her eyes widened. When did you get that? 3 months ago, I said, getting on one knee. I was going to propose in the game, but a certain noob healer kept weighing down the team. She tackled me, trying to bite my shoulder. You're the noob. In the chaos, the ring flew out of the box and was immediately pounced on by our cat, who batted it onto the sofa. We scrambled after it, a mess of flailing limbs, finally collapsing in a heap on the rug. Isabella's hair was a disaster, but her smile was brighter than any stage light. Leo, this is the worst proposal ever. I slid the recovered ring onto her finger. You'll live, honey. On our wedding day, we got news that Big Dave had just been released from prison. A paparazzi snapped a photo of him staring up at a giant billboard in Times Square, our wedding announcement, before clutching his chest and stumbling over to a hot dog cart where he apparently now worked. Isabella saw the photo and laughed so hard she cried. That was you, wasn't it? I have no idea what you're talking about, I said with perfect innocence. Liar. I kissed her, silencing her laughter with my own. Life is good. I wake up when I want, show up to the company I own, play games with my wife, and go to bed with her in my arms. The other night, she was curled up against my chest. Leo, what's your ultimate goal in life? I thought for a moment. It used to be achieving the perfect state of slacking off. And now? Slacking off in you. She playfully punched my chest. Be serious. I pulled her closer, looking out at the city lights. Being at the top, I said softly, is a lonely business. Then I grinned. But it's a lot less lonely with you. She laughed, and I kissed her, this incredible woman who made me want to give up my perfect solitude. After all, what is the highest form of slacking off if not having the absolute freedom to do whatever you want with whomever you want?